Hello, we're going to show how to supplement the book-to-tax adjustment logic in the B2T engine for its tax calculation. We're going to supplement its logic with additional tax basis change that is beyond the regular rates and rules. We know that once a user mapped an account to a standard account, the B2T engine will then automatically make the book-to-tax adjustment for its tax calculation, using the rates and rules that are enacted for the accounting period. Sometimes there can be additional adjustments needed. For example, the user may reach a special agreement with the tax authority to make additional deductions that are not generally available to other taxpayers. Another such example is when there are discrepancies between past year tax returns and tax provision. In such cases, the user can provide the additional tax basis change to the B2T engine so that it can make more accurate book-to-tax adjustments. The more accurate the adjustments, the more accurate the tax results. Let's look at an example. So here's our simple example here. The Hello World example, where we want to calculate taxes for a company P here, for a company P that has a revenue of $1,000. Let's assume that the company also incurred a meals and entertainment account for its clients of $100, like this. So the P also has meals and expense account, and its credit expense account. Okay. Now we also need to let the engine know what exactly is this MEEXP here. So we go to the setup, and we need to enter an account mapping record here. So here's the mapping. The account MEEXP is mapped to a meals and entertainment account. So the engine would know what to do. Now we save it. And we're going to submit it to the B2T engine by using the easy button on the recurring input sheet. And we're going to submit it. So the engine appears to be starting code. So it may take 20-30 seconds to warm up. Otherwise, it'll be rather quick. So it's down. Let's open the output file. So here's a summary of the result, and we go to the provision sheet for the calculation using the shortcut. And here is the calculation. And in particular, we're looking at this ME expense account, meals and entertainment. That's mapped to meals and entertainment. And the ending balance is 100. The adjustment is minus 100. It's credit 100, so it's adding back to the book income to arrive at a taxable income. Because for tax, that book expense is not allowed to be deductible. So now let's further assume that the company was in a dispute with the tax authority, in this case IRS, regarding the deductibility of the expense. And the company was actually allowed to make an additional $40 deduction. This $40 value was not part of the rates and rules in the engine. So the user needs to let the engine know that for this account, there is an additional tax basis change for the expense, and the change is a $40 debit. So how can we let the engine know that so that it can make a more accurate adjustment? The answer is that we can do so by adding a special property to the trial balance record. So we're going to go back to the input file. We're going to close this one. We close it. And we'll go back to the input file. Here is the trial balance. And here in the property, we're going to add a property that's just that, tax basis additional change. That's a property name equal to positive 40, debit 40. By the way, if you hover over the property here, let's go up, hover over that, there is a bunch of properties allowed. There are some simple descriptions to hint what to do. So we enter that property and we're going to save it and we're going to resubmit it so that the engine knows there's additional information on this account. We submit it and it's done. Now we open it, open the output file, and again, here's a summary, and we go to the details, not detail, go to the presentation sheet. And now we look at this account. The adjustment value now is minus 60. Now recall that this adjustment value was minus 100. The whole expense was being added back. Now that we know IRS allowed the company to make additional $40 deduction, so we only need to add back 60. And therefore the adjustment is a credit of 60 over here. And this new credit, as you can see, will be used. It's a permanent adjustment. It's being used, permanent adjustment, in the current tax expense. And so to summarize, if a user wants to inform the B2T engine of additional tax basis change for an account, he only needs to provide the property tax basis additional change for the trial balance record. As we see over here, tax basis additional change. Once the user do that, then the engine will add a value to its usual book to tax adjustment and to achieve a more accurate tax result. That's it. Thanks for watching.